everyone, welcome to the Applied Science Chemistry lecture. I am Mrs. Rushali Chaudhary. Subject code is 22202. For the mechanical and civil engineer, we are going to learn fuel chapter. What is the fuel? A substance which on combustion produces the energy is called as a fuel. In a previous lecture, we learned what are the fuels, what are the types of fuels. Fuels are classified into two types. What are that? Primary fuels and artificial fuel. Again, it is classified as a solid fuel, liquid fuel, and a gaseous fuel. When we are choosing or when we are studying characteristics of fuel, we heard the topic called as a ignition temperature. What is meaning of ignition temperature? A temperature at which combustion of fuel take place. It's called as a ignition when the firing is started. Just take example at your household when we are using the LPG, that is the liquefied petroleum gas. If we start a burner but we will not use him firing, or we will not use a lighter or the matchbox, did it is going to catch a fire? As there is only a gas in a cylinder and we are allowing to move upwards, but firing is not started, so it is not going to ignite, it is not going to give you flame. So when it is going to give a flame, when we are make a spark of a lighter, or we will keep matchstick near it, the temperature at which fuel start burning, it's called as a ignition temperature. If ignition temperature or the below the ignition temperature, if we put a combustion substance in presence of oxygen, fire will not start. If we take a candle and if we keep in the air, does it start burning? No. We have to use a matchstick to increase the temperature of the wax. So after certain seconds or certain time, the candlestick will start burning. What is the ignition temperature? A minimum temperature at which combustion of fuel take place. Once it is fired, it is called as a ignition temperature. Therefore, substance to be heated to its ignition temperature before it starts burning. Here, petrol and LPG. These are the substance which is having a very low ignition temperature and can be catch or it can be catch a fire at a very low temperature. They are called as a inflammable substances. One spark is sufficient to give a fire because ignition temperature is low. But if we take a wooden piece, ignition temperature is high. Within one spark, it is not going to start a burning, but LPG and petrol, within one spark it will burn. They are also called as a inflammable substance. Next term is calorific value. What is meaning of calorific value? The total amount of heat produced by the complete combustion of unit weight or the unit volume of fuel. It's called as calorific value. The amount of total amount of heat produced by the complete combustion of unit weight or unit volume of the fuel, it's called as calorific value. It is the most important property of fuel which decides the quality of fuel. The utility of fuel depends upon the amount of heat produced on the complete combustion. Means it is determined how much maximum amount of heat produced by the burning. Higher the amount of heat produced, better the fuel. If we take lot of wooden pieces or lot of paper, after burning that, it is going to produce large amount of heat. Or if we take a kerosene or the petrol, which is going to produce the large amount of heat. Yes, petrol is going to produce a large amount of heat when we are comparing 1 kg of paper with a 1 kg of liquid fuel. So what is the calorific value? The maximum amount or the total amount of the heat produced by the combustion is called as a calorific value. Higher the calorific value, fuel is better. Unit of calorific value is kilocalorie per kg if we are using solid and liquid fuels. And when we are using the gaseous fuel, it is called as a kilocalorie per meter cubes. Calorific value, it is defined as amount of heat liberated when unit mass or the unit volume of the fuel is completely burned in air or oxygen. Units of solid and liquid fuels are calorie per gram or kilocalorie per kg. For the gaseous fuel, it is a kilocalorie per meter cube. If calorific value is higher, fuel is better quality. Today we are going to learn the solid fuels. What are the solid fuels? In that we are learning the wood as well as the coal. Wood is going to produce large amount of the polluting gases. That's why we are not using wood as it is for the industrial fuel. Instead of using wood, we are using the coal, which is having a higher percentage of combustible matter, going to produce higher calorific value, and ignition temperature also low. Coal is mostly a carbon with a various amount of other elements like hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen and nitrogen. Coal is formed when a dead plant matter decays into peat and is covered into coal by the heat and pressure by a deep burial over the million of years. Initially, it is a wooden piece, and due to the temperature and the pressure atmospheric changes, it is going to convert into the coal. The main solid fuels or the parts of coke are wood, peat, lignite, coal and charcoal. Coal is a fossil fuel which occurs in the layers of the earth crust and which can be formed by the partial decay of the plant material which is accumulated million years ago and altered by the heat and pressure actions by the earth's surface. It's called as a coal. The process of conversion of wood into the coal, it's represented like this way: wood, peat. Initially it is a wood, after that converted to the peat, peat is converted to the lignite, lignite into the bituminous coal, bituminous coal into the anthracite. During this process we will observe that percentage of carbon is increases and percentage of moisture is decreases. What is the peat? Peat is a brown fibrous jelly like a mass. While the lignite, these are the soft brown color lowest rank coal. Bituminous, these are the pinch black to dark grey coal. Anthracite, it is a class of highest rank of coal. Among these, anthracite is having a maximum percentage of carbon. As there is a maximum percentage of carbon, calorific value of the anthracite also high compared to the peat, lignite and bituminous. See how the peat formation or how the coal formation take place. Thousands and million years back, whatever the wood or the animal part get diseased into the earth crust, and due to the atmospheric pressure, due to the temperature effect, it gain goes below the earth surface. So initially it is a brownish color, and from brownish it become black, grayish, grayish to the blackish, then after it become a sparkly shining surface that is called as a anthracite sulfate. So for this process it required the pressure, heat and the time. and end product is anthracite, which is having a maximum percentage of carbon. When the progressive changes of wood to anthracite results, what will happen? Due to the atmospheric pressure and temperature, the moisture content decreases. Hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen and sulfur content also decreases while the percentage of carbon is increases. Volatile matter decreases. As the percentage of carbon increases, calorific value also increases. It is hardness is increased as well as the density increase, and having a dark black color intensely carbon. This is your initial state called as a pit, which is a brownish color fibrous mass. As it is going to convert into lignite, volume is decreases, carbon content increases, volatile matter decreases. Again it converts to the bituminous, masses decrease, carbon content increases. Similarly followed towards the anthracite, which is the best quality of the coke, which is having lowest quantity of the impurity while the highest quantity of carbon. As highest quantity of carbon, maximum calorific value is there. The classification and composition of coal. When we are talking about the wood, carbon percentage is only 50. Calorific value is 4000 to 4500 kilocalorie per kg. It is used as a domestic fuel. Peat is converted after the wood. Percentage of carbon is 50 to 60. It is a brownish color mass. Calorific value is 4125 to 5400. It is used in a high rank coal is prevailing. Lignite 60 to 70% carbon. Calorific value 6500 to 7100. It is used in steam generation in a thermal power plant. Bituminous. Carbon content is 80 to 90. Calorific value 8000 to 8500. It is used for making a metallurgical gas coke as well as for making a coal gas. Anthracite, the best quality of the coal. Percentage of carbon is 90 to 98%. It is calorific value is 8650 to 8700 kilocalorie per kg. Application, it is used in a household. Where it is used in a household? For water purification as well as for the steam generation. Thank you class. Thank you for your attention. Please send your queries on prprushali.fy@gmail.com.